So we will talk about Mrigasira today, the four padas of Mrigasira, what results we will get from different padas of the Mrigasira is what we will look at. And we will see the results that pertain to the dashas as well. These apply in dashas and also for one's own self. Also the personality of the person, and then we have the different Navadurgas and the Karma Vipaka Samhita, a little bit of that we will touch upon, and what remedies, etc., that we need to do for these stars, and what can be understood as remedies on the whole. This is what we will talk today. So let's start with the first pada without any delay. So we have, before we go to the first pada, let's look at the mantra of this. The mantra of this is Somasya Anvaka Vitatani Parastat Vayanto Avastat. This is the mantra of it. We have split this into four parts. Right? As we go forward for the padas, what we are seeing is the Somasya for the first pada, Anvaka for the second pada, Vitatani for the third pada, and Vayanto for the fourth pada. So the first pada carries the name Somasya. Soma is the moon, right? Moon is the king at night, right? Everybody knows this. Moon comes up when the sun goes down, right? So you can say the person is night active, okay? The person is night active. You can say the person is interested in food because moon represents food. Okay, he could be a foodie, or he's very choosy about food, or he could be eating a lots of food, or he could be avoiding a lots of food, or he would be preferring a specific kind of an alcohol, or he would be avoiding alcohol completely, or could be drinking in the youth, giving up drinking later on. Okay, all these significations come from the moon. Okay, and moon is also called as the king. He's the king of the month, right? All of the Indian months, like if the months, names of the Indian months, like the Chaitra, Vaishakha, Jeshtha, and all that have come because of the moon's transit into these nakshatras during the Purnima. Okay, during the Purnima day or the full moon day, whichever nakshatra the moon is located in, that name is taken as the name of the month. That's why the moon is called as Masa Raja, Nela Raja, depending on the language that we speak, right? And valor, right? Moon is the valor. If you know, Manas is something that will either make you timid or it will make you very brave. That's why Manas and Buddhi, these are two things that control the valor. If you have to be extremely brave or timid, moon is the thing which is important for it. Moon makes you timid, moon makes you brave. The child of the moon is Buddhi, which will further give logic to the timidity or the brave thing that you have in your mind, right? Because brave is not related to the strength that you have. Brave thing or the bravery is related to something that you perceive that you have, right? Moon makes you perceive, Mercury makes you perceive that you're capable enough. If your moon is not very strong, moon will stop you from thinking that you're capable of something. What does moon not being strong mean? Don't think moon being placed in 6, 7, 8 houses is moon being weak. No, not necessarily. Moon can be, for that matter, any planet placed in all 12 houses can be strong, it can be weak. Okay, what makes it strong is the person himself. Okay, because moon and Mercury, these are based on the person himself. Okay, then is the Shiva, because Shiva has got moon over his head. Okay, Shiva is, Shiva is another, you can also say Chandra Shekhara for Shiva. And when moon is in troubles, Shiva is the person who tried to help him. When moon was cursed by his father-in-law, the Daksha Prajapati, to wax and moon all through, that is when Shiva tried to help him, and he was called as Chandra Shekhara. So in other words, you can also say that this particular Somasya word, because there is one Jyotirlinga as well called as the Somanatha. Is also called as the Somashekhara and all that stuff. Chandrasekhara, Somasekhara, Somanatha and all that. So doing good for others will also come from here, right? Because Shiva drank the alcohol for the good of the world. So it can also indicate negativity as well, because moon is not a stationary thing. Moon keeps waxing and waning. So the person can cause destruction to the world. The person can cause a lot of help to the world. Both will come from the moon. There is a lot of hard work. Alcohol I've already explained. The pada first of Mrigasira, the pada one of the Mrigasira falls in Taurus, right? In the Rashi chart, and falls in Leo in the Navamsha chart. This lies between 23 degree 20 minutes to 26 degree 40 minutes. The ownership goes to Venus in the D1 or the Rashi chart and Sun in the D9 chart. Exaltation happens for the moon in the D1 chart. No planet exalts in the Sun's sign because it's Leo. Leo does not make any planet exalted or debilitated. Okay. Similarly, no planet will be debilitated in the sign of Taurus, right? So there are no debilitations here. There is only an exaltation for the moon, right? Now the theme, somebody asked me how these themes are working. I'm trying to help you once again with the theme. See, look at Taurus, okay? Take Taurus and see where it goes in the Navamsha. In the Navamsha, this goes to the Leo, okay? Now, count the number of houses from the Taurus to the Leo. It is 4 signs. That is what I wrote here, okay? It is 4 signs. And also count the other Rashi this particular owner of the sign is ruling. Who is the ruler of this sign? This is ruled by Sun. Sun has only one house, but Moon also rules another house. So these two people are sharing one house each other. Otherwise, all the other 8 planets, or rather the 6 planets have 2 houses each. Mercury has 2 houses. Jupiter has 2 houses, Venus has 2 houses, Mars has 2 houses, Saturn has 2 houses. Just identify the 2 houses ruled by the owner of this sign and try to place them here when counted from Taurus. Now, counted from Taurus, Leo is ruled by Moon and Sun both. Okay, that is how I'm taking it. So from Taurus, this is 3 and 4. So you get a theme of 3 and 4 connection. Okay, so what will 3 mean? What will 4 mean? You know those significations. 3 is siblings, 4 is comforts, providing comforts to siblings, right? Or getting comforts through bravery, because 3rd house is bravery, right? Or because there is timidity, because the person is timid, he has sacrificed a lot of comforts, right? There is a city change, because city is represented by 4th house, 3rd house is represented by a change. There is a change in the city during this time. Okay, change in the city means you are doing a domestic travel, right? You changed from Nagpur to Pune, right? It's called as a city change. Now look at the other way around. Now make Leo as Lagna and count where Taurus falls. From the Leo, count where Taurus falls. Leo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus. It falls in 10th house, right? You have 10 houses. So you write 10 here. Look at the other sign which the owner of the Taurus is ruling. You have Libra. Count where Libra falls from the Leo, right? Leo to Libra, Leo, Virgo, and Libra, right? Leo, Virgo, Libra. You have 3 signs. So 3, 10. So there is a lot of courage that you have to apply in the 10th house. 3, 10. There is a city change of work. Okay. There is a lot of inland travel due to work, right? Because 3rd house is inland travel. traveling to different cities during the work. Okay. You understood, Ashwin? You asked this question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Clear now?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, good. Okay. Now let me move to the next one, which is the Rajya Amsha, right? This is called as Rajya Amsa. It means something related to the Rajya or the the ruling. Rajya would mean ruling. How the person is ruling. This person is trying to rule. Okay, this person is trying to rule. How is he ruling? Because it is Somasya. He is a king, and how is he ruling is what we will see. So the person is making big plans than he is capable of. Where is it coming from? Please listen to the complete lecture which I have done on Mrigasira. Okay, Mrigasira, I have done 2 hours of lecture. I've clearly explained that this man Maricha is the person who took up a job of meeting the Rama first time and creating an illusion in his mind so that Rama runs behind the money. Right? Now, this is what this whole nakshatra is capable of doing, creating illusions in the minds of the people, or the Maya Loka, wherein the person believes that he is going to live forever and makes a lots of plans for his life, tries to earn a lot of money, runs behind these samsarika things or the worldly things or the material things so that he can earn more money, make his family happier, make his own self happier, and constantly runs for money. Right? So he is working on bigger plans that he is really capable of. That's what the Maricha did. Maricha knew that he is not very capable to throw an illusion in front of Rama, but he still did that, and to a large extent he was successful as well. Right? Treats everyone equally like a king. Right? This man Maricha said that Ramo Vigrahavan Dharmaha Sadhu Satya Parakramaha, despite the fact that he is a Rakshasa, he thought Rama is an important person in the Charitra, wherein he being a Rakshasa and Rama being a normal man, he thought Rama followed a lot of dharma. Okay, so he was very unbiased, right? Constantly running for money and work. The person is unbiased does not mean it is a very good trait. Okay, whoever has this, the problem with such people is they will not do favor to anyone. Okay, some people will name them as fit for, he's useless because he doesn't help, right? So sometimes having an unbiased nature, the problem with that people is the person overthinks on whether he is following the dharma or not. Okay, so sometimes what happens, if your kid is there, you are a school principal, there is only one seat left, your kid has to be given an admission into the college, you are the principal of the college, and 500 kids have applied. If you are in this amsha, okay, if you represent the Mrigasira first pada, you will deny entry to your child because somebody else will come in and say, because you are the principal, you gave your kid a seat rather than giving it to any of the other people. Although he is capable, the kid is capable or the kid is qualified, unless it is very, very transparent, the examination or the process of intake of students, unless it is very, very transparent and 10 people approve it, this man will not approve it. Okay, so what the kid will think is, my father is useless. The other kid, my friend, his father is also a principal in a different college. Although he did not secure very good marks, he could still go forward in the ladder. Okay, so don't think being unbiased is a very good thing. Okay, sometimes you have to show bias towards the people who you love, and it is completely against it, right? So these people will struggle for such kind of things. This is called as dharma sankata. Okay, sometimes people will have it. Hard work is involved, right? Because moon is not capable of doing hard work, right? Moon cannot shine on itself. Moon cannot do hard work. All that moon can do is, moon actually wants to stop, but he's not able to stop. He's running the fastest. right? He's running the fastest. You look at all the 9 planets. If you consider planets as in grahas, moon happens to be very fast. It goes through the whole zodiac in 30 days or 20 days or 28 days, right? So he happens to be the fastest of all the 9 grahas, right? Now, alcohol, food. So the person could be drinking, or the person could be drinking. He would keep saying, look, this is the particular kind of a brand that I will drink. You get me that I drink, or I do not drink at all. This is one way of looking at it. Or he will say, look, I refrain from alcohol, I don't drink, right? He's very particular about things, particular and choosy about food, right? Particular about things that he intake, right? And or he eats only a specific type of a cuisine. Wherever he goes, then let's suppose he goes out of the country, then he may feel very very difficult for him to find food and feed him, right? Or he could be a glutton. He eats a lots of food. Okay, he's piling up a lot of fat inside him. This also, because moon grows, right? Moon keeps growing, and this man keeps growing in size. I mean, he's building up a lot of fat. Because he has no control on the quantity of the food that he is eating. He keeps on eating, right? Then as the other way around, as he's not eating at all. I mean, okay, so he's actually going leaner, because moon also has the waning phase, right? And this we have discussed in the past. All the 4 charanas will have some or the other curse of having not having children, right? So difficulty in having children is one thing, or difficulty in having continuing the lineage of children. So see, most of the families are patriarchal. So what does it mean from the Hindu point of view? For that matter, anybody's point of view is, if you have a male child, your family continues. Otherwise, your girl child will go to the other people's house. Whoever she gets married to, she moves into their house. So your lineage is cut off there. Okay, so there can be issues of children not having children, or having a lots of abortions, or having some or the other issues with the children. Children staying very far off from the family, or not having male children at all. These are the common points across all the 4 padas. Okay, waxing and waning, that means the person is making good success for like 3-4 years. He would be going up the ladder, then he will fall from there, then again he will build it up once again. Okay, this is a very common point. Whenever you get to see the fire signs in the Navamsha, specifically to the Taurus placed planet in the D1 chart. If you have seen Rohini, right? Rohini also had these kind of issues. Okay, so he keeps falling, he keeps climbing. Okay, so that is one more thing. And you have an obedient wife, right? Because Moon's wives are very obedient. All 27 of them are obedient. Only Jyeshtha is the only star which did not cooperate much with the Moon, right? So most likely, because out of 28, 27 were obedient. So we can say that more or less there is an obedient wife. That is one way of looking at it. You can also check the 7th Lord and try to place him. I mean, take the 7th Lord from the Taurus. He is Mars. Place him in Leo and see how is he. Okay. Similarly, take the 7th Lord from the Leo. Place him in Taurus. Why are you doing this? Because Taurus and Leo, these are the signs that we are talking about. That is how you have to do. So from Leo, take the 7th Lord, put him in Taurus, right? Who is the 7th Lord from Leo? Saturn, right? Put him in Venusian sign. Saturn exalts in a Venusian sign, right? Although Venus is not very comfortable with Saturn, Saturn is extremely comfortable with Venus. Venus is extremely, what do you say? Venus is devastated. Saturn is delightful. This is what you can say about Venus and Saturn combination. Okay, I have explained this for hundreds of times why Venus feels bad for it. You have to go back and listen to those videos. Okay, next is look at it from this place. Venus, I mean, Taurus, 7th Lord is Scorpio, is Mars, right? Put Mars into Leo's sign. Mars is extremely comfortable with sun, or Mars reports to sun, correct? Mars is the Sainya Dhyaksha, or the person who rules the army, right? The army commander. He reports to the king, right? So there is a master-slave relationship, which is extremely good, right? Usually, when the seventh lord forms a master-slave relationship, it is considered very good because there is a big compromise from the spouse, or there is one or the other way everything gets okay. Okay. Then is obedient wife, and always away from home or traveling. Always, there are 2-3 ways in which you can look at this. Look at the planet that exalts in the Taurus, that is the third lord from the Taurus. That is one thing. This third house is the 12th house from the Leo. Okay, count 3 houses. Cancer from the Leo. Cancer is 12th house. Okay, that also will show it. The lord of the Leo from the Taurus to Leo is 4 houses. Fourth lord will be in the 12th house when he is exalted. What does the fourth lord mean? It's a settlement, staying in one place. He goes into the 12th house. Okay, so that is why there is a lot of traveling and away from the home. Okay, fourth lord in the 12th house. Strong mother, or mother has faced a lot of issues in life, right? It could be financial issues, father must have passed away, there could be insults in the family, you can think of 100 things. Okay, this is what strong mother will mean. Okay, and movement in place, job involves traveling, buying a larger home by taking loans, right? Finding a business. How is it buying larger homes by taking loans? Because it's the fourth lord in the 12th house, right? 12th house is loans, fourth lord is home, right? So that's why. And because it's Leo, Leo is large. Leo, I mean, it's a king thing, right? King always wants to buy a bigger one. He wouldn't buy a juggi, right? He wouldn't buy a tent. He would buy a palace for him, correct? Buying larger home, taking loans, finding business partner or life partner during the travel. Why is it so? Because the and the seventh lord and the 12th lords are connected from the Taurus, and the same place where this lord is exalted. The Leo lord is exalted, right? Leo lord is exalted where the 7th lord from the Taurus is connected. See, 7th house is what? Scorpio from Taurus. Also, Scorpio and Aries is ruled by the same planet. Aries is the 12th house from the Taurus. Look at it from Leo now. Leo is sun rule place. Sun exalts in the Aries, right? I don't know if you're able to follow or not. This is so complex. That is why if you don't understand this, a lot of people are not watching the videos. When I start the dashas, people will be like, how this came? Where from this world is this operating? A lot of people will find it extremely difficult. I've seen my videos drop. I mean, the viewership dropped like 50% or 40% down ever since I've started this. People will come back and bombard on this the classes and say, look, let's go back. Let that happen, then I will restart it. So the punishment is because the views have gone down. I am going to get into Vimshotri. Let people dazzle. Let people let people bang their heads on the walls, saying, "Look, how is this working?" Okay, then I will come back and teach you this. Okay, finding a business partner or a life partner during the travel. Okay, a father is traveling, not available for marriage, right? 7th lord, 12th lord are connected, and sun exalts there, right? Father is not available for the wedding. Also, 9th lord debilitates at the place where this lord is exalted, right? From the Taurus, 9th lord is Saturn. Saturn debilitates in the 12th house, which is connected to the 7th house, and in the same place, this sun is also exalting. Okay, father is traveling, or father is not available for marriage. Okay. Excellent speaking skills because it's the moon. Moon talks a lot, right? He has very good knowledge of speaking, how to speak, etc. Language skills could be there. Vyakarana, grammar skills could be there, etc. Multiple homes, multiple transfers in life. Okay, this must be a radiant personality, very good glow because it's all moon, right? He would not be very tall. He would be of a short and a middle stature, especially for the Leo being operative. There will be big eyes. Why big eyes? Because Sun, Moon, Venus, these are the karaka for eyes. At one place, Venus is ruling, the other place, Sun is ruling. So there are big eyes. This is ruled by Mahagauri. The Navadurga is Mahagauri, the eighth Navadurga. Okay. Whenever there is eighth thing, right? What does eighth house indicate, or the eighth pada will indicate as death of something and then start of something. Death does not mean physical death of a person. Death means, end of something and start of something else. So there is a big transformation in life being happening, right? There's a big transformation happening in the life. Could be in any phase depending on what this will represent, right? What this will represent, it could transform that thing in life. And the mantra for this Mahagauri, right? Look at the names as well. These are extremely important names. These in by themselves will represent a lot of things, right? Mahagauri is Swete Vrushe Samarudha Svetambaradhara Shuchihi Mahagauri Shubham Dadyan Mahadeva Pramodada. Right. So the Kalratri was trying to ignore whoever comes in her way and trying to misbehave with them, or she was not in her what is that called? She was not in her senses. Kalratri, the previous Navamsha of this, because it's the Kalratri. She tried to even stamp over Shiva as well, the Navadurga of the Kalratri. Now this Mahagauri, she got to realize that, oh my God, this is Shiva who I'm trying to stamp over, and she quickly corrected herself and got Shiva back. When Shiva is stamped over, right? You know what a Shiva means, a living thing. Shiva is stamped over, it becomes a Shava. That's why the seventh house is always called as the Marka, right? You can connect hundreds of things through these mantras if you know how to. I mean, if you have the patience to understand. There is nothing to be smart here, okay? It's all that you need is a little bit of patience. That's all. And you have to believe that these mantras have the other side. That is the only thing that you need to have. Mahadeva Pramodada, somebody who is trying to please the Mahadeva, that is the Shiva, right? So Shiva means she's coming back to life once again. So there is some big transformation that is being happening. Svete Vrushe, white, Svete Vrushe, white Nandi or white bull she is on. Samarudhe, Svetambaradhara. She is wearing white clothes. White represents purity or just being born, right? Hope you're able to understand. This man, Shubham Alok, has done a very good videos over these Navadurgas. They work really very well. Please follow all the Navadurgas that he has taught. I am not teaching them once again here. Please listen to them. They are working really well. Shiva said, "O goddess, now this is the Karma Vipaka. I'll tell you the results of being born under the Mrigasira nakshatra. This is the first pada. Central land in a pure town, there lived a Brahmin called Veda Sharma. He was devoted to Brahmin duties, deeply learned in the Vedas and the Vedangas, and daily taught the four Vedas in detail for his livelihood. His wife's name was Sushila. One day, a blacksmith of the city died, leaving behind a stored gold. Brahmin did not return the gold, but enjoyed with it with his wife daily. After a long time, he died, and being a devotee of the sun, he went to the Surya Loka, where he lived for 20,000 years. When his merit was exhausted, he was born again on the earth, wealthy, but without sons or daughters, because of that sin of not returning the gold. By ripening of karma, a blacksmith was born as his son. The blacksmith who was his the previous births thing, he came back as a son, loving, dutiful, and devoted to his parents. Yet when the boy grew up, he died early, leaving only a daughter and no son. For that purification, chanting of Gayatri for 1 lakh times, worship of goddess Durga, donation of 10 colored cows, gifting of a land, performing Shraddha at Gaya, bathing at Prayaga during the month of Makara. Makara means Makara Sankranti, right? Destroys the sin. Some of the karma, most of the karma vipaka samhita things are in the solar calendar. So don't worry, either way it works. Okay, so go in the Makara month and have a dip in the holy Ganges, and you have then you have the sins washed off, and this is the remedial part of it. So I would say, look, these remedies are too tedious, too expensive. I will not recommend to do any of these remedies. Remedies come up um, based on the karma, total karma. One has to look at the whole chart and then give a remedy which is apt and suitable. You cannot do every remedy possible. Nothing works like that. You can hard. I mean, the best remedy is light up a lamp every day in the morning in your puja room. That is the biggest thing. Go to a, go to a temple if you don't have. Always install a temple at home. Never believe things like where please don't put a temple and all that stuff. Please don't do that. Try to have a temple. There's nothing wrong in having a temple. Have a temple at home. Light up a lamp every day and do these things. These things will help you a lot, right? And try to be good with your cousins. Try to be without jealousy, especially the Uttarashadha thing. These are certain things. Whatever falls in Capricorn, right? Capricorn, and whatever falls in Virgo, these are extremely dangerous nakshatras, because these are the things that will bring you back into the world once again. Having no rebirth is the ultimate thing for the life. So whatever you do, try to ensure that you're not born once again. That should be the objective of the person, right? Because you're not going to come back, you're going to go. So if you have this imprint very strongly within yourself, then it becomes a lot easier for you to give up on jealousy. I'm not saying it's you wouldn't be angry or anything. So anger, having emotions, they're all okay, but keeping them, holding them for longer times, keeping jealousy, etc., will come from these places of the Capricorn, Virgo, etc. If you carry them like a baggage, you will come back because you have a karma left with this person. You kept on thinking about the person who you're jealous about, and you wanted his failure to happen, etc. I know whoever comes into astrology, who are listening with this kind of discipline, like a class that happens for 2 hours, I don't think you will have. But if there are, okay, please leave those. Otherwise, none of the remedies will work. Okay, so be careful about the Uttarashada, Shravana, Dhanishta, and Uttara Phalguni, Hasta, and Chitra. Okay, these are the places from where most of the karmic texts will come. Okay, and Anvaka. Let's go to the Pada 2. Pada 2 is Anvaka. This is an excellent word. I mean, if you see Anvaka, Anvaka means somebody who is running very fast behind something. Rama caught hold of his bow and arrow. He kept on running behind his golden deer, right? Although Rama knew that there will be no golden deers in the world, you cannot have a golden deer. This could be a Rakshasa Maya, but he got convinced that maybe if it's there, let me have a hold of it, right? Because my wife asked it, right? So there is a desire of the wife, and Rama started running, okay, and so hunting. One is hunting. That means the person is constantly behind something, searching something. Okay, that could be hunt. Hunting can happen in several ways. I mean, somebody is looking for a marriage proposal, matchmaking, right? We keep looking for We call that in sambandhas, right? We are looking for people to get married, right? And the guys, we say, what are you doing? No, I'm hunting a girl, right? Then what else? Where else we use hunting? I'm hunting a job, right? Hunting doesn't really mean hunting or killing an animal, etc. Right? It's about running behind something and falling for the maya of it, right? And then either the person has too many followers or he is following something, right? Later, Anvaka means something that has come after something, right? Because the golden deer appeared in front of Rama and Sita, they got into an illusion, and the illusion is cause of the running. So whenever this pada comes up, and if the dasha operative is related to that pada, you should always see what happened in the previous dasha. It is an extension of that thing, or the after effects of what happened in the previous dasha, antardasha, right? That is how you look at things. When the real scenario comes up, you will know. These are so very subtle things. If you don't know these things, predicting over Vimshotri is extremely difficult. Okay, it's better to not use Vimshotri at all in that case. Leave Vim, like most people do. They don't predict using Vimshotri. They will never predict using Vimshotri. They'll say, I'm not using Vimshotri. Okay, or they will say, I will not tell you from which dasha I am using. Okay. The pada 2 falls in Taurus in D1 for the Rashi chart, Virgo in the Navamsha chart. Now, if you can see, 26 degree 40 minutes to 30 degrees is the portion in which this nakshatra exists over the zodiac of the Taurus. It is ruled by Venus in the Rashi chart, Mercury in the Navamsha chart. Exaltation happens for Moon in the Rashi chart. Mercury gets exalted here, right? Because in Virgo, Mercury itself gets exalted, right? Debilitation, no planet for Taurus. Venus debilitates in this pada. So you see, what is Venus? Venus means what? In Sanskrit, it's called as Sukra. Shukra means somebody who has the luster or the brightness so high that if you stand in front of Venus, you are going to be burnt, right? Even today, people of the NASA, etc., would say that if you go to Venus, the moment you land, you will die within in a jiffy. I mean, you will die just like this, right? Because Venus happens to be the hottest of all. But although Venus happens to be the hottest of all, it still fell in this, right? It fell for the illusion, right? That's why the Venus is debilitating here in the Mercurian sign. Okay, so there is illusion, and the person is falling for what? Money. It's a very good pada. Okay, so the person is running behind money. He is trying to make a lot of money for himself, his wife, his kids. The dependence on this person should be extremely happy in one way, extremely bad in another way, thinking very bad in another way. Why is he running every day just like this? Today he says I am in Australia, tomorrow he says I am in Japan, and I am living somewhere in Bombay, right? So this is what you will see. They're running like anything, just trying to make more money for their people, right? This, for that matter, is a very, very good pada. Okay. There is this two planets, the Mrityu Bhaga of two planets. Mrityu Bhaga I've explained in the previous nakshatras also. Please try to understand what they are. Mrityu Bhaga does not mean the planet is going to give you a bad result. Mrityu Bhaga has got nothing to do with the planet. Okay, it is just like the exaltation debilitation thing. They have got nothing to do with the planets. They have only got to make you understand the tattva of the pada. The pada's tattva is, it is not liked by Jupiter, it is not liked by Mars. Mars and Jupiter do not like these padas. The reason can be very simple. One, it is ruled by Venus and Mercury. Both are the enemies of these two planets, right? What does Venus want? What does Mercury want? Right? Venus and Mercury want trading. Venus and Mercury want business to grow. Mars and Jupiter are the Jupiter is the person who is training for the war, right? Jupiter is the guru who is training archery, who is training all his people in trying to be idealistic, full of knowledge. Nobody should be, nobody should be in a position to throw any illusion in front of you. You should have the greatest amount of knowledge that you should have, right? This is what Jupiter is aspiring. What is Mars thinking? Let me do a war. Let me wage a war. If there is a war-torn country, will there be business? The stock market will fall down. The moment a war is declared over, let us suppose we declare a war over any country. What happens? The stock market falls off. Why? Because all the resources will be put into war. Trade takes the back seat. And Venus and Mercury are Rajasika planets. They want the trade to happen. Okay. Jupiter is a Satvika, Mars is a Tamasika. Right? Satvika planets are more focused on knowledge. Venus and Mercury are businessmen. They are focused on keeping the world with inequalities. What does inequalities will mean is you don't have a socialistic society. You have a capitalistic society, right? You have a capitalistic society. What happens? You make a product, you sell it. The more the intelligence that you have, the more successful you are. That is what is the trend of the society, right? That is why it is more going, the world is moving more into a Venusian society from what it used to be a solar society. Everybody will accept this. At one point in time, every kingdom was ruled by a king. Today, everywhere democracy is prevailing, or trade is actually taking the front seat, and the ruling everything goes into the back seat. If you don't support your businessmen, your country will fall down, right? This is what you are seeing at every place, right? What does this mean? It means that you are going to earn more money. Okay. Now go to the theme Taurus. Okay. From Taurus, try to count what is the planet that rules Virgo. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. From Taurus, what houses is Mercury ruling? Second and fifth houses. So the theme is 2 and 5. Okay. Whatever 2 and 5 will represent, that you should know. 2, 5 means children, right? 2 means children being wealthy. Right? How will your children be wealthy? One is you earn and give them as an inheritance. Second house is your money. You are giving it to children. You are giving your money to children. So what happens then? Your children are living comfortably, right? Somebody will say, don't give money to children. They will be spoiled, right? So you should apply all of these, right? Then is 2 and 5. 2 is the cause for abortions in a person or not having children. Okay. Second house is also not having children, if you know why. Okay. We will talk this during the Saptamsha, etc. Okay. Second house is a Marka house. Okay. In simple terms, second house is Marka house, and it is not good for children. And moreover, from the fifth house, second house happens to be the 10th house. So 10th house is generally representing the Saturn, which is against the sun. There's so many things involved in that. So not having children is also a point here. Okay. Or children having a lot of money is another point here. 9th house will also represent children or lineage. Same thing once again. How this came, 2-9 axis, how this came? From the Virgo, try to see what are the houses being ruled by the planet that owns the Taurus. Taurus is owned by Venus. Venus also owns the Libra. Now count the houses from the Virgo, second house and the 9th house. Okay. So it is a 2-9 theme. Okay. There can be several other multiple themes that you can write below it. If you know how to program these things, you can write 15 more themes below for each of these things. Like I did for buying larger home, taking loans. right? Because I have just used the planet that is associated here with the Leo and tried to see where it is getting exalted, okay? And what it happens to be from the D1, okay? So it's not going to be easy. Don't think it is a very easy thing. What a lot of people think is, I'll get this in a jiffy. Okay, it is not going to come so very easily. It is very difficult. You have to spend some time over it. This is called as the Chanda Amsha. Chanda. Chanda means a person who is having a bow and arrow with him and trying to kill enemies. Okay, Chanda. Or he is very, call that word, he is ruthless. Okay, he is ruthless for money. He who is running for money. Okay, this is what Chanda would mean. Or he is extremely capable of something in his field, and you cannot defeat that person. Like the Bhishma is called as Chanda, right? And one of the Rakshasas are also called as Chanda. For that, the Chandi came in. Okay, I think a lot of people know this because you guys have better knowledge than me. Whoever is listening to my classes, most people know many things. I actually know a lot less than you people. So if you do not know, for that matter, if you do not know, please know what Chanda would mean, what Chandi would mean. Okay, what Chamundi would mean. Chanda is also a name for Bhishma as well. Etc. Good speakers, Venus and Mercury, both are Rajasika planets who are looking at doing business, right? So businessmen are often very politely spoken, right? They don't show any kind of authority. They will also always keep saying, sir, I'm making this product, sir, why not you please take it, sir, try to use it, sir. Kind of businessmen, whoever tries to come and sell products to your place, right? Look at those marketing people. These are real marketing people. Interested in fine arts, Mercury and Venus are also for fine arts. And fine arts could be anything, could be music, etc. So whenever you get to see these two things, try to put them in perspective, wherein it could be music, dancing, anything, etc. Whereas the first amsha is not much of fine arts, but it could be singing a little of singing can be possible, right? Also, it depends on the planet that you have there. So if you have Venus or Mercury, etc., more like Venus. If you have Venus, then maybe a lot of fine arts can be there, right? And also connected to the respective first house, second house things is what you have to look at. Followers or running behind money. There are so many followers for him, or he is following someone else. What does following would mean is, let's suppose you have an idol. Okay, you think Bill Gates is an idol. A lot of people get his photo and paste it in their room, right? In their room, they paste it, and he keeps worshipping him, right? This can also mean the follower, right? Running behind that person. I'm not saying this is good or bad. Okay, don't ever judge. The biggest problem with astrology is what a lot of people are thinking is this good? Or a lot of people write in my WhatsApp, sir, is this good? I have no answer for such people. There is nothing called good, nothing called bad. There is only a result for it. Do you want it or not? Let us suppose a boy keeps a Sachin Tendulkar's photo who's studying like third standard or fourth standard. There are two ways in which you will respond. One is, oh wow, you are a cricketer. Oh, good luck, right? Second is, oh my God, what are you doing for Sachin Tendulkar? You have 140 crore people in India, of which there is one guy, right? This is another way of reacting. So is it good or bad having a Sachin Tendulkar's photo? What if Virat Kohli's father told him, why are you keeping Sachin's photo in your place? Instead, go and study, you will become a bank manager, right? So it is good or not, I don't know. There can be 40 more people who must have practiced with Virat, and all the 39 have failed, and their fathers have said the right thing to them. So how would you say if it is right or wrong? Nothing called right wrong thing. Hope you're able to follow what I'm saying, right? So what a lot of people think is this right or wrong? There's nothing called right wrong. And what a lot of people are thinking is, oh, is there a divine blessing so that I will just do nothing, and with the divine blessing I will get everything? even that is not possible. Without changing your attitude, your work, or the way in which you're trying to deal with the problem, if some astrologer tells you that, look, you pay me 3 lakh rupees, I'm going to get your all your problems just like this, it means that he's making a big fool out of you and you will be at loss. My own cousins have fallen in these traps and they have paid lakhs of rupees to astrologers and they got a big they got a big egg, okay, which is not even useful for them because they don't eat eggs. Okay, good. Now see, running behind money or running behind an illusion. Okay, so there can be two things possible here. The wife complains that my husband doesn't stay with me, he is more focused on money, etc. The other way of looking around it is, my husband is very good, he earns money for us, that's why we are very comfortable, and maybe after 5-10 years he will leave his job, come back, and we all will live happily. Okay, he's trying to accelerate the earning so that the afterlife, I mean, the kind of life that we will have, the retired life, will be very good. There are two ways of thinking. So is the wife complaining or not will depend more on the seventh house, right? So do not look at things in isolation. Children well settled with enough money, okay, they are more likely problem solvers, right? Unwell children with diseases, okay, Virgo is the cause of diseases, the sixth house. Okay, so children are not well, and that's why there are some diseases for the children, and the husband is running, I mean, the man is running behind the children or the health of the children, right? He's taking those children to hospital to hospital. Father is well settled, has responsibilities of cousins or family, because it happens to be the second house and the ninth house conjunction. It can mean several things. The father is in a business of the family. Okay, there is a family. Usually, this happens in the what is that, the Agarwal thing, right? His brother, his other brother, all are all in the textile business. Their sons also will be in the textile business, right? So similar to that, or his cousins are his responsibility. If it's a normal, simple person, then father's brothers are also the responsibility of the father himself, or father has taken a lot of responsibility. Too much of traveling, fighting of enemies. This is extremely important for Virgo. Virgo is this sign where fighting is happening. The person is struggling a lot. He is trying to change a lot of things in the world, or he is trying to make a change in the world so that he wants something. I get something because I'm trying to change something in favor of the other person. Okay, constantly in illusion for money, not coming to peace with worldly things. As I said, for suppose there is a marketing guy, right? He goes to a, you must have definitely seen people coming to your doors and selling books to you, right? The guy, if we tell them, look, I'm not interested in books, he would still come back after 3 months and say, sir, are you interested now? Would you want to buy? You can also get to see these telecallers who keep calling. These are all Virgo things. They do not want to give up. Okay, that's what Mercury is. Okay, that's why Mercury exalts at that place only, where whichever place he owns, he exalts there because he is focused on his own self. Me, as me, I have a wife to, feed. I have children to feed. So let me feed myself. There's nothing wrong in it. Okay. This is what Mercury is. Living for children. Children are very important. Not having children, struggling for them. Sexual diseases, infertility issues. This is very important because you see, the Lord of the Taurus is Venus. It debilitates in the Virgo. Okay. You have Taurus here. This is being ruled by Venus. It goes into Virgo in the Navamsha, so it debilitates in the Navamsha. So the planet is going into a debilitated state. So don't think, oh, I have got a Venus exalted, I've got Venus debilitated. It won't work like that. Even if it is a Mars here, it still goes into Virgo. From Taurus to Virgo, it goes into a debilitated state. Whether it will give you good result or bad result is a different thing. It can give you both good result, bad result. Most times it will give you both the results, right? So the person is extremely wealthy, but he doesn't have children. He's running behind a lot of money, but he don't have people to eat that money. Right? There is no lineage. There are sexual diseases. There are infertility diseases. There are, especially the egg release is the problem, or there is not enough water in the sperm so that the sperm is carried to the next stage. The sperm dies off very early because Mercury is a dry planet. It doesn't like the moon, and there is not enough water in the sperm thing. Okay. Menstrual issues, alcohol or food. This exists everywhere. Alcohol, food, because there is second house involved, fifth house involved. Second house is food, fifth house is the stomach, ninth house is also the other kind of the stomach, the large intestine. Also, we call that in the ninth house, right? That is why we say Ghritena Vardhayet Buddhi, because we eat ghee, we get the intelligence. This is what our munis or rishis have said. A lot of people will say no, clarified butter is bad for health, right? Okay. So love-hate relations with wife. Just try to see why is this happening. Seventh lord from the Taurus is Mars. He gets into Virgo. Virgo is Mercury, right? Mercury and Mars don't go well with each other, right? So there is but Virgo is the fifth house. So seventh lord in the fifth house could be love, and Mars and Mercury do not go well with each other. There is hate. So there is love-hate relations with wife. Okay. Or not enough time for them to have relations because this guy is constantly, on the travel, on the move. Good speaking skills, tall to middle stature because Virgo is tall to middle, attractive, lustrous body. Then you have the Siddhidatri is the thing. And Shiva said in Kanya Kunja, in the town of Nandana, there lived a poor Brahmin named Bodha Sharma who was surviving by begging. Okay, so don't go by these words of begging. Always ate others' food. Okay, just go back 100, not even, don't even go back 100. Why go back into 100? Go to the late 1800s, early 1900s. India did not even have one single hotel where people can be accommodated and they can be fed food when there is a need. Travelers always used to stay in relatives' houses, or wherever they used to go, they will say that, look, I'm a traveler, provide me shelter and food. And people never took money for providing accommodation and food. Today, you see, the world has completely changed. If you're traveling more and if you're eating in a hotel, you are more blessed. In those days, if you are a traveler and a nomad, right? Travelers are nomads, right? You know what nomads are. They don't have a house at a place. They don't live at a place. They keep, they keep hunting, they keep eating. And once the animals die off there, they move to another place. That's called as nomadic culture. India is completely against it. You should, wherever you're born, you should die there. You should not go to other place. This was the custom of olden India. All that where you can go is you can go to Kashi and die, right? You can go to Varanasi, be there at the temple and die. That's the best thing. Or die in your place. Today, if you are eating food prepared by others, it is considered as the best, right? Because you are eating in a 5-star hotel. So don't think it is begging. In those days, it was called as begging, right? Because you didn't have food. Or people used to carry their food, okay? And then, try to cook somewhere or eat whatever they have carried from their place. Or they used to go to their relative's place and nobody used to sell food. Selling food is considered very, very bad, right? So from birth, so what is this man doing? He's begging food. Whoever is staying in a 5-star hotel is saying, look, I've got a plate. Please provide me food. Okay. What if you have $1,000 in your pocket and you don't have food in the hotel? What happens then? Will that $1,000 will feed you? You cannot get food like that, right? You can't throw money and get food. And there is no guarantee whatever you buy is going to be tasty. If you bought something and then only after you taste it, then only you realize whether it is good or not. Because you have bought it, you are forced to eat because you don't want to spend more money. That's one kind of begging, which is considered very bad in those days. From birth till death, he lived on others' food. Because of this constant acceptance, husband and wife fell into hell, where they suffered for thousands of years. Afterwards, he was born as a crow, because let's see, crow always will be fed for shraddhas, right? So this is more like eating on a shraddha is what the meaning is. Uh, See, these things you cannot apply to today's world. Okay, don't be confused with reading these things. If you're getting confused, my sincere suggestion to you is eating in five-star hotel is very good today because you're living in today's world. Please don't go back to try to live 1700s life. It is impossible today. Please don't do that. Okay, be what you are fit, because otherwise people will say this fellow is mad, he's a lunatic, he doesn't know how to live. Don't earn that name. Okay, fond of dancing, childless, and still dependent on others. Okay, fond of dancing is because of the Venus and the Mercury. Singing, dancing, there are kalas, right? He's childless because of the thing that I've told you. Venus debilitates in the fifth house from the Taurus, that is the Virgo. So it is fifth house is the debilitation sign, and that's why there are no children. Performed Shraddha, okay, still dependent on the others, never having performed Shraddha. So Shraddha is very important. As I see, you can see here 2, 5 and 2, 9. 2 is what? Family food. Okay, 2, 5, 9. This is the lineage thing, right? 1, 5 and 9 is the lineage. 1 is self, 5 is your children, 9 is your father. Okay, what is important in this is providing Shraddha to elders. This is the important remedy. Okay, you can pick remedies from here also. All that you need is a little patience. Okay, if you have planets inside, how I do is I have planets, so even if I miss this out, some or the other planet will show it. That is the advantage when you have horoscope in front of you, so that the moment you see this, you will ask them, are you not following the procedures of the Shraddha, etc. It will show up in the horoscope for sure. Even if you miss this point, it will show up from elsewhere. Okay, so in this birth, he is deceased, fond of dancing, childless, and still dependent on others' food, never having performed Shraddha. His lineage was cut off. To purify this sin, he must recite Gayatri and Jatavedas mantras 2 lakh times, not 1 lakh. Perform a homa with 1/10 of the count, then offer tarpana purification rites. Feed 100 pure household Brahmins with devotion. What does household Brahmins would mean is somebody who is in the Grihastha ashrama, right? They should have a wife, they should have children, and you should feed such kind of Brahmins. What does that imply is you have to call the Brahmin, the wife, the children, and everyone, feed them a feast. As I said, it's impossible to do these remedies unless you are a chief minister of a state, etc. I don't think normal people can do these remedies. So the best is just do a shraddha. Do the shraddha of your parents properly. But the problem with the shraddha is it will take like 1 year or 2 years for the problem to subside and have a better life, right? Just in case afflictions are there. All right. So afterwards, he should donate one decorated bull of blue color. First thing is getting a bull of blue color is the most challenge. It should be black color, not blue. It won't be blue at all because Neela would mean black and blue both from Sanskrit. By this, diseases are destroyed and children are born. Barrenness is removed without a doubt. See, the problem, as I keep saying, is also this can be a miserly nakshatra for having the placement in the Venus in the D1 chart, Venusian sign in the D1 and the Mercurian sign in the D9. It can also bring in miserliness for the person. So donating is absolutely necessary. Let's go into the third pada. The third pada starts off with the word called as vitatani. Vitataha would mean keep on extending. Okay, there is no end for this. It keeps extending. That is called as vitata. Okay, vitata would mean, from the story point of view, if this fellow Maricha did not come to Rama, and if he has not shown up himself as this golden deer, Ramayana would have ended very, very easily. Okay, there will be no killing of Ravana. There is no abduction of Sita happening. There is no killing of Ravana happening, and Sita and Rama would happily live in the Vanvasa for another 8 months. They'll go back, and no katha will be there, right? Vitatani would mean extension of the katha. This is also a very good thing. This is also a very bad thing. So something is extending, something is expanding, right? There is a no end coming. Okay, a person sets up a business. He's struggling in the business. So what does struggling mean is one way of struggling is he's not getting any business at all. The other way of the problem with this kind of struggling, the Vitatani kind of struggling, is the person has set up the business. Some business is happening. I mean, let us suppose he has put in some 1 lakh rupees a month. He gets back 95,000 rupees in a month, and 5,000 is the deficit. So he puts in 5,000 rupees back into the business from his own pocket, runs the business once again for another month. Again, he gets back that 95,000. 5,000 again goes into the business once again. So every month by month, this fellow is ending up poorer by 5,000 rupees, right? Had it earned zero money, he would have lost all the 1 lakh rupees in one go, and he would have said, okay, let me close this up, let me wind this up. It is not working for me, and let me move into something else. But it's not happening like that. The person is neither living nor dying. Okay, so there is no end for this. That is one way of looking at it. The other thing is, the person is constantly expanding. He started a business in Chennai, it moved into Hyderabad, it moved into Bombay, it moved into Delhi, moved in the sense it extended into Delhi. Several places it went on expanding, right? That also is Vitatani. Both are there. Okay. Now, whether it is in the first category or the second category, how would you know? You have to look at it from the D10, from the D9, and then the dasha, and then the whole scenario. You cannot generalize anything. Hope you're able to follow whatever I'm saying. Music, okay, again, it's ruled by Gemini in the D1, and it goes into Libra in the D9, right? This is the first pada of the Gemini. Because it's the first pada of the Gemini, it goes into the Libra Navamsha, right? Spreads across, okay? So it is actually Rama Katha also, we say, the Kathas of the Rama or the Vishnu Katha. We generally say Vishnu Kathas keep spreading everywhere. Wherever we go, we as a civilization, human civilization keeps spreading the Kathas of the Rama and the Vishnu. Okay. So that is what Vitatani will also mean. So Gemini Libra, 0 degree to 3 degree 20 minutes. The ownership goes into Mercury and Venus because it's Gemini and Libra. The exaltation happens for Rahu in the Gemini, and it happens for Saturn in the Libra. And the debilitation happens for Ketu. Sun debilitates here. So you have to see what are all debilitating, what are all exalting. Depending on that, you have to give the prediction, not based on the planet that is there. Okay. Forget the planet. Just use these significations. You will get 99% of the result. Just add the planet only for 1% of the result. That's it. Don't think, oh, I've got Saturn in the exaltation in Navamsha, I will have super, nothing extraordinary, or anything will not happen like that. You have to see what it has got to do in the D1 chart and what pada it is in, and then only you can understand the result. Okay. The theme is 512 and 912. You see this. Okay. From the Gemini, you count what are the houses ruled by the Venus that is ruling the Libra. Gemini has Venus ruling 5 and 12, right? So it's the 5 and 12 theme. And Libra has 9 and 12 theme. The same thing. That's why I keep saying either the second house or the 12th house will give you same result. Don't think second house is a good house, 12th house is a bad house. This is very useless way of thinking. If you're thinking like that, the results won't come. That's why I have stopped using the placement of planets at all. 7th Lord, 8th house, 7th Lord, 12th house. I've stopped using them because they don't work. That is the Maya. You get out of the Maya, get into nakshatras, they will work like gems. You predict something, although it may take 5 minutes more, but your prediction will be very accurate. Nobody will question that. If you see my consultations, whenever I do consultations, they won't question. They will agree that yes, this is correct. This is correct. I may take a little longer than usually people are predicting. So if people are predicting online, right? They'll say, okay, this is the chart. Okay, one planet they will see and they'll say they predict something. Most times it will go wrong. And for your information, whatever goes right, only that is put into the YouTube. Everything else will be edited and they'll try to show that, oh, this is working splendid, which I don't do. I don't edit any of my classes. I only cut the starting blank and the ending blank and try to put that all into the YouTube. Okay. Why I'm saying all this is you guys are trying to learn prediction. So don't fall for simple things. Astrology is not going to be simple. The complex it is, the correct is the prediction. So people are saying, saral tarike se jyotish seekh lo. Correct. You understand the saral thing also, but you will not get the same result every time if you try to do saral. You cannot be an astrologer. If you want to see it for yourself, be happy, clap your hands for some time, and then forget about it for just the YouTube, what is that, views, etc. That's fine. But you need a serious thing, then yes, it is not going to be easy. Right? Unafraid. Abhaya Amsha. This is also a very good word. Whenever you get to see Libra Navamsha of the Venus, okay, specifically the Libra, most times it is called as the Abhaya Navamsha. Abhaya Navamsha. Abhaya means somebody who is not afraid at all. Okay, if you watch movies, but there are dialogues, like there is this dialogue, famous dialogue. One has to show healthy respect towards fear, right? If you're not afraid of anything, okay, how would you live? Let us suppose you are not afraid of your father and your mother, not afraid of God, you're not afraid of making a sin. How would you live? Just imagine that. So don't think Abhaya Amsha would mean, fearless. I'm a tiger, I'm a lion. These are cinematic things. But this is life, right? So sometimes you have to have fear. Sometimes you have to have fearless attitude. Both you should have. But every Amsha offers one or the other thing only. Something is high in this, something else is not there in this. That is how all the Navamshas are poised. So what you will predict is, okay, so are you not taking actions despite the fact that you know something is going wrong? Okay, this is the first thing. Abhayamsha is unafraid, not taking actions even if something is going wrong. Right? Problems while traveling, or problems with traveling, or something very good happens after traveling. I have not written this here. 12th house, 9th house are connected. What does it mean? After a big travel, long distance travel from the India to the US, you traveled elsewhere and you got a big fortune in life. Okay. 9th house is fortune. 12th house is travel. 9th house is misfortune also. Don't think 9th house fortune means only you'll get good fortune. Fortune is bhavishyat. Anything that has got connections to the future. Or in the future, the person is going to travel to a foreign land. Okay, that is what you can say from this. Issues with siblings, or siblings in diplomatic positions. Okay, everything expands here. So, what are those diseases that can expand? Expansion diseases are like the cancer, canceric tumors or malignant tumors try to expand, right? Something is not dying, and then there is a rebirth. That is the Venus, right? So, Venus is a Sanjeevani Vidya, where something is not dying. He's trying to regenerate the thing, right? So that is also a canceric tumor. How would canceric tumor be? It should be connected to 6th house, 11th house, etc. Those things it should show. Don't just say, okay, I've got a moon in the Mrigasira third pada. Will I have cancer? Don't be foolish. Okay, that will be utterly foolish. Everything expands here. Interests of music, because there is Mercury and Venus being involved. Affluent father, right? Why? Because from the Gemini, you can see that the ninth, eighth lord exalts in the Libra, right? Libra is the current sign in the Navamsha. From the Gemini, the ninth lord and the eighth lord is Saturn. He exalts in this Libra. So the father is affluent, or because the ninth and the eighth lords are connected from here into the fifth house, right? You can connect all these things 5, 9, 8, right? Father did not have a promotion for a long time. Fifth house is promotion. You can make like hundreds of predictions just using only these principles. Very simple. You don't need to put planets also. Okay. If you put the planet, you will have more clarity. The planet will also say something. So you can confidently say that, okay, this is what has happened. Even if you miss it from elsewhere, you can see that from the Rashi chart or somewhere, you can see that. Navamsha will give you a confirmation of it. Strong mother, attached to mother, or issues with mother. Okay. You can see that, how it is. And then traveling or many houses, because you see the Navamsha Lord is debilitated in the fourth house from the Gemini. Navamsha Lord is Venus. Count 4 houses from the Gemini. You have Virgo. So the person is not settled at a place. He's constantly traveling. Again, fourth house connection, there is a debilitated planet here, right? So he's constantly traveling. And also, you see what happens from the Libra. Fourth Lord gets exalted in the Libra itself. That's one way of looking at it. The other thing is the fourth Lord goes into the ninth house. So there is no constant home available, right? Person is moving from city to city. And then travel and Bhagya Udaya are related. So the person gets something during the travel. After the travel, the person is prosperous, or after the travel, the person has gone down in life. Okay. Sexual issues, menstrual issues, childlessness, these are prevailing all through these 4 padas. You have some of the issue, other issue with the sexual thing. Okay. Not having male children, alcohol or food. I've explained these things already in the previous 2 padas, so I'm not trying to go more on that. Alcohol or food, you have to please go back to the other 2 padas and please read whatever I have said there. Love-hate relationships with wife, right? And then high on donations or expenses. Okay, there is difficulty in controlling expenses or difficulty in controlling donations. Both can be possible depending on the planets. First thing is it's tall and middle stature, right? Because it's Virgo. Gemini and Venus thing. Okay, so it can also have tall middle stature, attractive and lustrous body, growing fat with the age because it's Vitatani, right? The person is constantly expanding. Okay. And then this is the first Navamsha, Shailaputri. Okay. So focused on what? Making name for himself, right? Yashashwini is the last word. So Shiva said, "O Vishalakshi, on the southern bank of Narmada river was a city named Purika. There lived a wealthy potter named Karmachandra with his wife Devaki." So there is a potter story here, right? Devoted to his craft, he spent his life making pots daily. In old age, he fell into poverty and borrowed 100 gold coins from a winnow maker. Okay, winnow maker. Shurpa. Shurpa would mean a winnow. That is used to, when you have rice or paddy, you can, if you clean paddy, you use this thing. It's called as a winnow. If you don't know what it is, try to Google it out. You'll know what a winnow is. Like the Shurpanakha is there, right? It has got the nails, and she has got nails in such a way that they look like the Shurpa. I don't know what it is called in Hindi. If anybody knows what it is, please let me know. He spent it all. Okay, so he borrowed money. He spent all the money. They could not repay the money back, and there is a debt. You see, why there is debt thing is, as I said, Mercury is the cause for debt. Okay, 6th house, Rina Bandha, Rina Anubandha, because the Navamsha Lord is also Venus that gets debilitated in the 6th house or the 4th house, or the thing that is being ruled by this planet itself. the Gemini-owned planet itself. So there is some or the other debt that comes in. Okay. After enjoying heavenly pleasures for thousands of years, okay, they were born on the earth as wealthy humans and again married each other. Due to the old debt, the winnow maker was born as their son, who from childhood opposed his father, wasting all the wealth in gambling and prostitutes. When grown, he had children but soon died. Afterwards, no son was born in the family. This is all like, it's like a it's not the straight story. These you should read in between the lines. Okay. Abhaya Amsha, right? The person is not afraid of anything. This child is not afraid of anything. He wasted all his wealth. He never felt that there is a sin or anything, right? So there is enough money in this, because a lot of people, when they take a consultation or anything, like what they are always worried is, पैसे तो आ जाएंगे ना sir, they'll keep listening to everything, पैसे तो आ जाएंगे ना, which is not wrong. Okay, I'm not saying, I'm not criticizing or anything, पैसे तो आ जाएंगे ना, not everything is related to money here. पैसे के लिए there are remedies, yes, there are always remedies that you can do for paisa. And also the other thing is, you have to work, right? You cannot say, look, I'll sit at home and can I make money? No, right? Not everybody has that pleasure. So for peace, one must recite either the Gayatri or the Triambaka mantra 1 lakh times, perform a homa with 1/10, then offer tarpana. 1/10 means whatever money you're holding, you have to calculate that and put you have to give away 1/10 of all that, and then do the thing, and then offer tarpanas. A triangular fire pit should be built and donations shall be made. A Kapila cow with golden horns and garments, an idol of the winnow maker crafted with 17 palas of gold, and a winnow of 60 palas. As I keep reading, right, none of these remedies can be done by ordinary people. Don't be carried away with these things. There are tatsama remedies. For tatsama means it will give the phalita of doing something of this kind by doing a simpler remedy. That is one way of doing it. I don't still prescribe any of those things, because they don't make the person feel that what he has done or what is to be corrected within himself. It is better to correct the energy where he is living. That is one way of looking at it. Second is, it is better to correct the attitude of the person. These two things will change the person. Okay, instead of just doing a blind donation, etc. Because even while donating as well, why people are donating in today's world is, okay, if I donate this, something will happen for me. I mean, with the ichha of solving a lot of things, they are donating while, they're crying and donating. Okay, which again will bring you back to the same place. Okay, so let's look at the mantra of the this Shailaputri. She is the first Navadurga. Vande Vanchita Labhaya Chandrardha Kritashekharam Vrisharudham Shuladharam Shailaputrim Yashaswinim. Yashas means the name and fame. Please always, go back to this man Shubham Alok's videos, where he explained very nicely about the Navadurgas. I'm not remaking them. Please listen to them. Or otherwise, at the start of the classes, Ashwini, Bharani, etc., I've explained all the Navadurgas as well. Okay, so please listen to them. Either of these things will help you. You can also do these mantras when the dasha of the planet is running. Count the Navadurga based on where it is, which pada it is. Do that mantra if you are very fond of doing this. These work very well. Okay, one is, you will get a lot of inner strength to fight a problem. Okay, so Yashaswini, the lady is trying to give you, the deity is trying to give you Yashas, or the person is working over the name and the fame thing. Okay, let's look at the fourth pada. Little slow today probably. The fourth pada is the Vayanto. Okay, the word is Vayanto. So Vayanto would mean weaving, right? If you weave, know what weaving means? A spider weaves its web. This silkworm weaves its cocoon, right? So that's all weaving is all about. When these insects are weaving, they would be very happy. Like the spider would be happy because I can get a prey. I don't have to go anywhere. I get my food here only, right? So after having constantly running in all the three padas, Mrigasira felt, let me rest for some time. Let me not meet anyone while I'm trying to, while I'm trying to run. I'm trying to meet my wives all day. So I'm staying with one wife a day, and let me not meet anyone. Okay, that is Vayanto or the Amavasya, right? That is where the moon is debilitating, right? One way you have this in the Scorpio, so moon is debilitating, or moon does not want to meet anyone. Okay, Vayanto is trying to build something around him and not trying to meet more people, okay, or trying to be very rigid in his thoughts, or very trying to be very principled and very methodical, right? I'm not saying this is wrong. Okay, don't think, okay, having a Scorpio means it's going to give you a bad phalita. No, not like that. Okay, you have worked all through your life, you have built a beautiful home, you're not meeting anyone right now, you are enjoying the wealth that you have with your kids, with your grandkids, and their prosperity is also happening. Will it be a good thing or a bad thing? A retired life, what is wrong in it? Why look at the negative side of it? However, the negative side of it is weaving and trying to stay inside, not meeting much of the people, trying to be very rigid, very methodical, trying to torture other people, saying, look, what I believe is right, what you believe is wrong, right? Because the methodical people or the principled people, what they do is, look, I believe that drinking alcohol is a bad thing. Okay. So it's my feeling, right? So somebody else maybe drinking 2 pegs a day and he's more healthier and happier than me. So how am I benefiting by refraining from alcohol, right? So the theme of the person is different from each other. What he is looking for is different. What I am looking for is different. So how can I say or generalize and say this is right and that is wrong? This is what this man in the Scorpio will keep emphasizing on. Okay, I'm more principled. I'm more rigid. I cannot change this. Okay, that can be the problem. Mars and Mercury, these are the two planets ruling these two houses, right? Gemini is ruled by Mars, sorry, Mercury. Scorpio is ruled by Mars. Mercury and Mars are completely opposite to each other, right? Mercury says no war, only business. Mars says no business, only war, right? You know this thing already. If you do not know, then you should know. Rahu exalts here. No planet exalts in Scorpio. It means that nobody will feel comfortable in Scorpio. No planet is comfortable in Scorpio in Navamsha. Okay, because no one is exalting, right? There, no one is comfortable. So, what does it mean? The planet is uncomfortable going into Navamsha of the Scorpio. Okay, will this give you a bad thing or a good thing? How would you know? If it's an eighth lord, it's a good thing. If it's a sixth lord, it's a good thing, right? Because it's uncomfortable. Your enemies are uncomfortable, right? Something that doesn't yield you good thing is uncomfortable, which is good. Not necessarily. Sometimes even your sixth lord being there can bring you bad health as well, right? So, I mean, I dislike generalizing or stereotyping a position or anything, because you're not looking at the Lagna. You're just looking at Scorpio having a planet inside. This can be done by Chat GPT. You don't need an astrologer for it. Okay. If anybody is doing it like that, they are for sure going to fail. Okay. You will see a lot of billionaires, good people, etc., also having a lot of planets in Scorpio and uh, Aquarius. By the way, a lot of people, I mean, Parashara opined that anything falls into Scorpio and Aquarius are going to trouble the person. Okay, are going to trouble the person. So how they are troubling them will depend on what planets they are. But you can't take it for granted. I have seen so many people having many planets there. They're pretty happy and very good positions. Planets are there. They are continuously crying. They don't have food to eat. Okay, exalted planets are there. They don't have food to eat. Second lord exalted, no food to eat. Second lord debilitated, very high class person, very good food to eat, right? So you can't generalize. Please don't generalize things like that. They don't work. If it was so easy, a lot of people could have programmed this whole thing lot of while ago, and you don't need an astrologer for it. Why are you paying money to astrologers? These are simple things which can be done by the software itself. PBR Narasimha Rao could have programmed it long way during the 90s itself and said, look, I've made this software. Goodbye, all astrologers. Your job is over. Can't he do that? He can definitely do it. Why didn't he do that? Well, it's not possible. You can't do that. Okay. So one way, if you're an astrologer, your job is assured no matter whether the Trump puts H1B thing or doesn't put that, it doesn't matter much, right? Okay, so it is a Papa Amsha, same thing I'm saying. So what does Papa would mean is not necessarily a punishment, etc. Okay, wealthy people as well will have it. Okay, so the person is strict. Person doesn't care much about the emotions of the other people. Okay, uh, and what else can you say from the Scorpio thing? I'm just trying to see. Doesn't care much about the emotions of the other people. He's trying to be strict. He's trying to be rigid. Does it necessarily mean that he's bad? No, right? Hitler, Adolf Hitler. Okay, he had enough money, but he was strict. I mean, that is an exaggeration, right? Now you can scale him down to any person and say, look, my father is a very strict man. A lot of people had this. Very strict man. He doesn't agree to a lot of things. He's still a wealthy man, right? So do not think everything, because whenever somebody talks of something today in today's thing, right? They are thinking, oh, my money is going to go. Money, not all the houses are showing money. To be very clear about this. Okay, most of the time, what God will ensure, or the if you believe in God thing, or if you believe the nature thing, you have this Janma. If you believe, what He will do is He'll give you everything, but He will keep you in a place, in an environment you are very uncomfortable. This is the biggest problem. You will have very good food to eat. You will have everything, right? This is how punishments will come. Because see, if you don't have food, right, you will keep cribbing for food. Your complaint is, I don't have food, let me run for food. You have food, you have shelter, you have clothing, you have a wife, you have a job, you have money in the bank, you can live, everything is given. Now you will start thinking what I don't have, and you will keep cribbing for it. This is what God will ensure. This is the biggest sin. This is the biggest thing that people will crib for, because they're not happy with what they have. This is what God wants from people, because you'll commit sins and you will come back into the world. If you become a yogi, Brahma will not have anything. Brahma will be very unhappy. He doesn't want you to become a yogi. He wants you to commit more sins and come back. See how mighty our gods are, right? Okay, so skin issues, thyroid issues, not able to settle at any place. Okay, because see, first lord and the fourth lord both are represented by Gemini, Scorpio. Both are represented by Gemini. It goes into the sixth house. First lord, fourth lord goes into the sixth house. Not able to settle at a place. So you will say, look, you just now said the person is trying to weave his home and he's trying to be settling at a place. See, there are two things here. The person is settling down at a place, but he will keep constantly thinking, I had been traveling all through. I was going to US, I was going to Australia. So physically he's here, but his manas keeps traveling. He's not very happy being there. Okay. Too much of struggles during the life for the money. Skin issues, thyroid issues, long-term issues, diseases. See, the theme is 611. 6, you know, what is 6 all about? 6 is routine. Okay. On the positive side, 6 is you are doing a regular work. On the positive side, the 11th house is you're getting a labha for it, or the money for it. You're following a routine. You go to office in the morning at 9 o'clock. You strictly work all through. You don't, bunk your work. You do it religiously. You get a salary out of it. This is 6 and 11, right? Very happy about it. 6 is the roga, 6 is the runa, 6 is the shatru, right? You have enemies, you have debts, you have rogas. Count 6 houses from the 6th house. Bhavat bhava, again the 11th house. So this also will show roga, runa, shatru, right? So you have enemies, shatrus, you have debts, you have all kinds of nonsense that you have to address. The other way around is you don't have any of them. But if you have a large family, you have everyday family melodrama happening at the home. That also is the 6th and the 11th house. Okay. Melodrama happening at the home every day. If you have 10 people at home, what happens? There is a fight for some or the other thing at the home. The leaner the family is, the best it is, because people don't, crib over each other, right? 8, 11. 8 is long term diseases, 11 is diseases. So, diseases going into long term. 8, 11. Inheritance, mostly weighted inheritance that has come up, and you won the inheritance case. You got all the inheritance for yourself, the positive side, right? There is a cancer disease constantly increasing on the negative side, because 6th and the 8th, these two are also connected right now. So 11th house is also a rogasthana, right? Don't ever go with any house on the face value. Whatever you have been taught, please rub all of those from your mind. First house, good house. Second house, good house. Third house, bad house. Fourth house, good house. Fifth house, good house. Sixth house, bad house. If you're thinking like that, you are definitely going to fail. All 12 houses are good. All 12 houses are equally bad. This is how you should know, because every time both the results will come. First house is the yashas or the kirti. First house is also the ego. Okay. First house cannot give up. First house cannot renounce anything. First house cannot donate anything. First house is selfishness. Okay. Don't think first house is good. First house is very bad. Selfishness. Probably I'm the first person who is teaching all these things. You will also get to see more people teaching these kind of things, because the typical stereotype things are not working. People got to know about it. A lot of people, I believe, start really of late started teaching these things. But you should know all these things beforehand. Okay, too much into isolation during the last stages of life, debts on properties. Okay, because 6th house is debts. Too many visits to hospitals, jails, etc. He could be you are a surgeon, right? You're constantly working. 6th house, 11th house. You have to deal cases right from the start of the morning at 6 o'clock till the night at 10, because you are the specialist and you are one of those 10 people in the world. What will you do? You will be utterly frustrated in your life because you're not getting any leave, and now you are in this. You are a spider, or you are the silkworm. You have woven up all your cocoon and you are living in that cocoon. Now you have to die in that cocoon, right? Your wife and kids are enjoying at your home, but you don't even have time to go and say hello to them, because you are getting hundreds of calls and patients are saying, sir, I'm going to die, please come and help me, right? You look at the fate of those doctors who are extremely specialists in their professions. Even that is possible with this. Jail, he could have committed a crime and he is in the jail, or he is a jailer himself, right? Issues within the family, as I said, melodrama, too many principles and therefore struggling in life. This also can be there. See, what did Hitler do? Similar thing. I believe in something and I want everybody to believe that. I believe ethnic cleansing has to be done. That's why I'm doing it. Okay. So trying to be principled and throwing those principles on the others. I have just given you ample examples. You should know. Okay. Disputes with elder siblings, domination issues, tug of wars with giants, strict and methodical approach. This is very good also. There can be very good side of it as well. Okay, you have to know that. Often talks of logic, not interested in donations, can be torturing or will face torture in life. Right? The person himself is facing torture or he is torturing someone. Both of these things are quite possible with Scorpio. Scorpio is not very comfortable. Okay. Alcohol or food, especially in Navamsha. I am not talking at all about the D1 chart. Okay. In the Navamsha, I am talking about eye issues because moon debilitates here. And the sun is also not very comfortable. Mars himself is also not comfortable there. Love-hate relationships with wife, enemies and failures. So enemies could be failing or the person is failing because of the enemies. Both can be possible. Okay. Enemies and failures would mean both of them. Your enemies are failing or you are failing because of the enemies. Okay. So don't think anything is bad or anything is, do not stereotype. Please underline this word. As long as you're listening to my classes, please do not stereotype. You have to look at it from 3-4 places. Then only you can confirm, okay, there is this issue or that issue. And that is when you can come to the final thing. Long arms, legs, tall, well built, okay, deceased or dead trodden. Okay. There is also one more dead trodden. Don't think dead trodden means it's the money. Okay. You have a mother, you have a father, you have a sister, you have a brother, you have 100 crores of rupees in the bank. All of them are ill and each of them are in different hospitals. You are rushing through one hospital to the other, one hospital to the other. You don't have peace in life. Okay. You have 100 crores in the bank and you are getting more because you have real estate and which is earning crores of rupees every month. Okay. So don't think debt trodden means, debt means not necessarily money. Please underline these things. Debt means rina. Okay. Death means rina. Rina definitely will not mean just money. Money is one part of it, one side of it. Why you are alive is just to offer service to all these people. Okay. The goddess is Brahmacharini. Navadurga is Brahmacharini. Look at her. She's standing alone. She doesn't have a vehicle. She's waiting for Shiva to pick her up. Okay. Shiva will come on the bull and he will pick her up. So what is this doing? It is waiting for somebody to join him. Okay. The person wants to do work in partnerships. Okay. With Brahmacharini, the thing is, the person is looking at making partnerships. He cannot do things alone. Okay. I think I've explained this in previous classes. Please listen to them. Shiva said, "Oh goddess, now I'll speak of the fourth quarter of the Mrigasira nakshatra and the karmic results told from the past." What I have done is, I have picked up the Karma Vipaka Samhita, put this into Chat GPT, asked it to translate and put this back here. I have done nothing on this. Okay. But I know why this is written like this. And why I'm trying to read out for you people is so that you will, some or the other thing will strike. Okay. Whatever is striking for me at the time of reading, I'm trying to give you. Because if I try to explain each word, it will take hours together. It's not worth as well. Okay. Now I will speak the fourth quarter of the Mrigasira and the karmic results stored from the past. South of Ujjain, 5 kosas away, is the fine town of the Keshava, where a Brahmin named Kishora Sharma was living. Though learned in the Vedas, he daily ate at the houses of the dead. Okay, he was constantly eating at the places where Shraddha was being offered. In those days, even now, to live on Shraddha meals is considered bad. However, this does not really mean it is Shraddha houses. The person was traveling, right? He did not eat at home. He was eating at somebody else's place. It is not considered good. Even if you eat in the 5-star hotel, it is still not considered a good thing. You have to look at it in that way. He hoarded a great wealth through miserliness. Okay, the person is a miser. Miser does not really mean he is not helping. Okay, he is helping for sure. He is helping, but miser means he is a person who is making more money than what he has to really make. Let us suppose you are a tablet manufacturer. If your cost of production is half a rupee. You are selling your tablet at 50 rupees. Today, 99.999% of the companies are doing the same thing. It costs them 10% paisa. They sell it at 90 rupees. Okay, 10 paisa sold at 90 rupees. I'm not exaggerating. Just go and ask these pharmaceutical companies. They are doing the same thing. Okay, they will give you, I mean, no offense to any of the pharmacists or any of such people. It is there across all the departments. I'm not saying pharmacy alone. I'm saying everything that will cost you half a rupee is being sold at 500 rupees. This is also miserly thing. Okay. Don't think miser means not giving donations. Nobody is expecting donations from you. Not necessarily that. Performed no good deeds and denied his younger brother his rightful share. Okay. You have to see why is it so. Okay. You just try to see why is it so. You will know. Keeping 3 crores of wealth. Because of this, the younger brother took his own life. Kishore Sharma, after death, suffered in terrible hell for 19 yugas. Then he was born as a donkey and then another animal and eventually again as a human in Madhya Pradesh. He had no sons, many daughters, and repeated miscarriages. Diseases afflicted him because of the past sin of causing his brother's death. For expiation, recite the Gayatri or Trayambakam Yajamahe mantra for 3 lakh times. Use 1/6 of the household wealth for good deeds. Donate 10 cows of varied colors. Perform Homa, Tarpana, purification rites. Craft golden sun of 5 palas, moon of 10 palas, silver moon, worship them. Okay, you can read all this stuff. What I'm trying to say here is the person is earning a lot. Okay, don't go by this description. All this will mean the person is extremely successful materially. Okay, materially the person is extremely successful. Okay. All right. Now, okay, the Nava Durga is Brahmacharini, right? Tadhana Karapadmabhyam Akshamala Kamandalu Devi Prasidatu Mayi Brahmacharinya. Okay, so she's trying to follow someone. That is Shiva. She's waiting for someone so that they can team up and go along with each other. Right? Same thing will be the idea of the person. If he or she has a companion, then he is going to do the work allotted to him with more thing. Okay, color of the star of the Mrigasira is white. Number of the stars is 3, one over the other, like a head. Okay, like a staff. And then gender of the star is a neuter. It's a napunsaka. That's why there is no children thing. Gana is deva. Yoni is a snake, sarpa yoni. Caste is a brahmana. Legs are 4. Nickname is star of searching. Okay, star of searching. The person is constantly searching for material things. Okay, which is a very good thing for today's world. Okay, the person is constantly in the Maya. Very simply saying, he is in the Maya world. What is the Maya world? The world in which we are currently living. This is Maya world. He's looking at all the comforts and luxuries for his own self. The tree is Chandra or Acacia Sandra. Okay, best used for I think what is it called? Rokali. Rokali is Oakley in Hindi. What is that called? Rokali in Hindi.
Yes, I think it's Oakley only.
Telugu we call it Rokali. Oakley. Something where you can stamp over and you get. Let's see what is Oakley. So this tree is usually used to make Oakleys. Yes, it's called Oakley only.
Powder paste. Powder paste.
Yes, powder paste. But the wooden thing, right? You have the wooden one which is long and tall, like the staff. That is called as what is it called? Oakley?
Pestle and mortar, something on those lines. Pestle and mortar, it's called, I think.
हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं उसको?
हिंदी में तो ओखली ही बोलेंगे सर.
ओखली बोलेंगे ना, तो in Telugu it is called rokali. It's oakley thing. Okay, so it is stiff like a staff, where you can hold and grind things. Okay, the bird is hen, and swabhava is mridu. With the mridu thing, what you have is the results are slower. Either they are good or bad. They come very slowly. Donating money, helping people physically by offering them labor, ideas, because it's Gemini and Taurus. Extremely intelligent nakshatra. So ideas, sometimes, you just talk to one person and make him employed. Somebody is searching a job, and this guy has very good contacts. One phone call, somebody gets a job. Okay, so that is communication. Moon's Aradhana, Krishna Stotram, this is common across the Venus and the Gemini places. These remedies work very well. Don't think my remedy has to be too complex for it to work. Not necessarily. Don't be fooled by people who, कभी सुना नहीं, ऐसा बढ़िया सा रेमेडी दिया यार, कभी सुना ही नहीं, क्या एस्ट्रोलॉजर है. Don't fall for such things. Do simple remedies, do simple aradhanas. Just believe in the simplicity. The result will come. The only thing is chitta shuddhi. That means somebody who is really focused on the god. Okay, that is called chitta shuddhi. Right? Helping people by providing water, curd. Mrigasira month, Vaishakha month, Jeshtha months, these are important for these nakshatra. Ramo Vigrahavan Dharmaha Sadhu Satya Parakramaha. This is the word, this is the mantra that you can recite every day. Kshira Annam is the prasadam. Navo Navo Bhavati Jayamano Nam mantra can also be done every day. The activation years are 3, 25, 50, and 81. These are the years of activation. Okay. I think I will end it here. It went a little longer today, but I felt this was necessary. Any questions that you people have, please ask. Any feedback, I'll be happy to answer any question.